I've been thinking about you. Yeah, I've been missing you.
Hey guys, welcome back. So I know I look a little bit different, but that is because I have absolutely no face makeup on and I'm going to be doing a foundation review. So I just have my eyes done and today we are going to be reviewing and demonstrating how to use this, the L'Oreal Infallible Total Coverage Foundation. Now you guys know, if you've been on my channel for a while, I'm obsessed with the Matte Pro foundation from L'Oreal. So I really wanted to try this one out because to me, I thought that that one was already like good coverage and I love the way that one works. So I wanted to see what the hype of this one was because I've been seeing this go around all social media platforms. So I wanted to really try it out for myself, see how I like it. So if you guys want to know my thoughts and see how I apply it, how it looks, then please keep watching. So before we actually get started and I show you guys how I'm going to be applying the product, I wanted to give you guys some information on what this product is exactly supposed to be, how it's supposed to work. This again is the L'Oreal Infallible Total Coverage Foundation. Now total coverage to me means that it's going to cover everything, and the matte one that I had before, the L'Oreal one, that to me covered pretty well. So this to me, the fact that it actually has total cover on here, I assume in my head that it would mean that it's going to cover even more than the other one that I had. So I'm really tempted to see how that's going to work. So I'm on the website right now and it does say that it comes in 12 different shades. Now when I was picking out my shade, I found it a little bit hard because a lot of these had a gray undertone, which is really weird. The color that I decided to go for is 305, and I know this looks extremely dark compared to my skin, but I did notice that the packaging is very deceiving because it isn't actually that dark in the actual tube. So the lighter shades looked really dark, like the packaging looked dark, but when I actually swatched it, they weren't as dark as it seemed to be on the packaging. So the color that I did go for is 305, a natural beige, and I'm hoping that this matches me well because I did swatch it and I think it's going to match me, but I'm not too sure. So on the website it says it's supposed to be up to 24-hour total coverage, a weightless feel, the new pro look of long wear. It says get up to 24 hours of full coverage with a lightweight feel. Infallible Total Coverage Foundation blends instantly to cover dark spots, blemishes, scars, and hyperpigmentation for a flawless complexion. The full coverage foundation is formulated with high load pigments for total coverage. Formula glides and fills for a fresh all day look. It will create the perfect canvas for a flawless makeup application. So to me that sounds like basically a high-end foundation to me, so I'm really excited to see how this works. I know people have different mixed opinions about this foundation, but I think I am probably going to like it just because of all the stuff that it's claiming to do. Now we will actually see if those claims actually apply and work as I'm applying the foundation. And I also forgot to mention that I am really oily, so you guys, if you haven't been on my channel for a while, you probably don't know that, but I have a very oily skin, so we will see how this foundation actually holds up on my skin and see how it's going to work on oily skin. If you do have dry skin, I can't really like vouch for you and say like how this is going to work, so this is probably going to be just for people that are oily, but you can kind of like guess my opinions and see how it might work for your skin as well. So first, starting out, I am going to apply a primer because I would obviously never apply any foundation without applying a primer, and these are my two favorites. This is the Too Faced Hangover RX primer, and this one is just going to help from the oil seeping through, and it also makes your foundation last longer. The reason why I like to apply a primer before I even do a foundation or even in a review is because I will never actually wear a foundation without a primer. So that is the reason why I personally like to apply primer still, because I like to see how it works with the primer. I'm not going to be wearing this without it. And then also I am going to be applying the Professional by Benefit. This is one of my favorite primers of all time. It just makes your face look super flawless, and I guess this is a good time that I'm actually gonna be testing out this product because as you guys can see, I am breaking out a little bit for some reason. So this is the reason why I wanted to actually do this review today, because I want to see how it's going to cover that up. So I'm gonna apply this on my face first. I like to apply the Primer RX primer first, and then I will apply the Benefit one. I love the way this feels because it feels like it's hydrating the skin, but for oily skin it hydrates just enough. I'm also going to apply the Professional, and I'm going to apply that in the T-zone as well. I feel like this does help with oiliness as well, and it also helps with the pores. So I like to apply that kind of like on the cheeks and by the nose. And then that is pretty much it. I don't go anywhere else on the face just because like I feel like I don't really have problems with pores anywhere else besides there. So for the foundation application, I am going to be using my Holy Grail SLMISSGLAM Beauty Sponge, and I feel like this is really similar to the new L'Oreal one that came out, but I haven't actually tried that one. I didn't get to get my hands on it because I couldn't find it anywhere, so I decided to just use my SLMISSGLAM one since this is the one that I use every day, and I wanted to see how it works with this. With moussier foundations, I do like to use a sponge because it just works better for me. So this is what the packaging looks like. It does have this like squeezy kind of like a cake. I don't know, it reminds me of like when you decorate cakes when it has that like pointy lid. I'm assuming that this is going to be like super moussey because as I'm like shaking it, I could kind of feel that it's not like liquidy, it's like really thick. So let's squeeze it out. Yeah, that's like super moussey and thick. It's like not even budging. I'm actually a big fan of foundations like this because I feel like it just has so much coverage. So I'm actually really excited now that I'm actually seeing the product and seeing how thick it is, because it might be full coverage as it claims to be on the packaging. Take this on my hand and I'm gonna kind of, oh, this looks really gray. I don't know if this color's gonna work. Hopefully it works. Kind of looks kind of dark. Then I don't know, it kind of looks like it's gonna match my neck better. I'm gonna go ahead and apply this kind of everywhere. Now since this is supposed to be like total coverage, I'm assuming you don't need that much for it to be like full coverage, but I just kind of applied it like I normally do another foundation. That out. It actually, I feel like it does match me. I don't know if it's like really showing up on camera, if it's matching me that well, but I feel like it actually is matching me. Biggest test for me when I do foundation reviews and it says like total coverage, I like to see if it actually covers my freckles, and a lot of foundations actually don't cover my freckles, and I don't think that this one is going to cover them. Yeah, I feel like this isn't really full coverage. Like you guys can see that my redness is still there. This blemish didn't even get covered. I feel like it might be like a medium coverage foundation, not like full coverage. It cover, don't get me wrong, but it didn't cover the redness. And to me, the redness is the most important thing to cover because I feel like everybody has redness. So I'm just going to take a little bit more and I'm going to apply that on the areas that I see that I need more coverage. See if this is buildable. Because I don't mind if it doesn't cover the first time, but it's really important to me if you can be able to build it up. Because if you can't build it up, what's the point of the foundation? Okay, I feel like that worked a lot better. Like it built it up really well. I don't know if you guys can tell. Build up that time, so I'm going to take a little bit more on this. It's really like not covering this little pimple that I have. This little breakout, because it's like so red right now. So I'm going to go ahead and apply a little bit more and a little bit more on my cheeks because that is where I have the most redness, I feel like. It does build really well. That is something that I see that I really like about it, is because sometimes I build my foundations anyways. So I guess that's a good thing about it. Okay, so I'm done. I finished up my makeup. This is basically what the foundation looks like with everything applied. Me looking at myself in the mirror right now, I think that the foundation does look really good. It's just like my pores are really bothering me. And I did go ahead and apply my Coty Airspun powder, and usually that makes it less noticeable with my pores with any foundation that I use, but with this one I feel like it just didn't help. It's still like accentuating my pores, which is something that's probably going to turn me off about this foundation, but I will try to make it work probably with other primers and see how I like it with that. But as far as right now, I'm not liking it with my pores. That's just the biggest problem that I see with this foundation right now. But on the other parts of my face, I think it looks really good. It looks really smooth. The color does match me really well, which I'm like seriously so shocked that it matches me so well. I did go ahead and apply bronzer, highlight, blush, and then finish up my eye makeup and add the lipstick, and so far I'm really liking it. Like, I really think that the highlighter went on really well, and the blush and everything went on really smooth, so that is something that I'm liking about it. So that is pretty good. I'm going to update you guys in a few hours, see if it gets oily, see how it wears, if it's coming off. So I will check back with you guys in a few hours. Guys, so it is currently been 5 hours since I've been wearing this foundation. It is currently 7 o'clock, and the last time I applied this foundation was around 3 o'clock, so it's been about 5 hours. So far I'm really liking the foundation. I looked at myself in the mirror before I started recording this video, and I think that it looks really good. As I've been wearing the foundation, I feel like the better it's starting to look, which makes me excited because I was really concerned about the pore area, and I feel like the pore area even went down a little bit. Like, it's not as noticeable as it was when I first applied this foundation. I did get a little bit dewy. I don't know if you guys can see that right here, but it's not nothing too bad and like something that I can't handle. I feel like with like blotting and adding more powder, it will be fine. But other than that, my highlight still looks good. My blush, everything still looks really good. It hasn't like smeared or come off or anything. I'm going to wear this foundation for a little bit longer. By the time I update you guys, it'll probably be super late. So go ahead and update you guys down in the description bar of how I completely like this foundation and how it worked for me, if it got like super oily later on. But don't forget to check the description bar on my final thoughts of what I thought about this foundation. But so far, I'm really liking it. I have high hopes for it, so I hope it works for me. Like I said, as of right now, I really like it, so I think that you guys should go and try it out for yourselves. If you are oily, just use a good primer, and I think it will work out great for you. That is going to be it for this video. I hope you guys really enjoyed. If you did, don't forget to give me a huge thumbs up, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Don't forget to check out all my social media, link down in the description bar, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!
As a driving wheel, circling around your iron will.